pick the granite and the floor, where you pick quartz and so much more. It's Prosource, it's Prosource, it's Prosource. Here we are at Prosource. It's gonna be another beautiful day. Let's go see Josh. What is going on, everyone? Regan Weiss. I have Josh with Ape Shop Productions behind the camera, and today we are at Prosource. What is Prosource? Prosource is our Candyland. It's where we meet all the clients to go over cabinet reviews, design reviews, where we pick the floor, where we pick the quartz, where we pick the granite, where we pick everything. Let's head inside and meet with one of our clients. So this is it. This is Candyland. And it could get overwhelming if you don't have the right people to lead you. And that's why we like to work with Lynn or her team, because they are phenomenal individuals that will take you through each step of the way. A lot of people come in here and they start getting flustered. They see a ton of colors. They see a bunch of floor on the ground. They don't know what to do. But we're here to walk you through this step, and we promise we're gonna make it less stressful for you. So this is a perfect example of keeping up with the trends. So if you go into a lot of design centers, you kind of see that their cabinets will stay stagnant or the same for 10 years. Now white's perfect, white's timeless, and you'll never going to see white change. That's something I always encourage people to get in a kitchen or a bathroom, because it's really timeless. I'm gonna give you an example. In 2008, one of the houses that I built for myself, I sold it in 2022, and the people said, oh, did you just remodel this kitchen? No, I built it in 2008, but I built it to look timeless. But here, they're redoing things. It's fantastic. So what was here before was antiquated cabinets, and they weren't selling. So now it's time to switch out and go with the new. And you'll see a lot of people, they're going back with the natural wood look, which I think looks actually really pretty, but then they'll do a lot of accent colors on the islands, which looks really awesome. And then to your right, my left, this is the waterfall. Everyone's always asking about what a waterfall is on the quartz, as you can see. So it comes right down and then over in your waterfall pattern. I really, really like that. You know, there's some of these that are actually available. I have a friend of mine that got this done recently, and some of these are actually translucent, where you can put LED lighting underneath the countertops, and it's pretty awesome, especially with granite, and all the lighting comes up at night, and at nighttime, oh my gosh, it looks really, really pretty. But here's just another example of a kitchen. All right, so I don't mean to dog on it, but I mean, listen, to each his own. I've seen the most eccentric and the craziest things on the planet. This is one of them. This looks like Superman shower. We got some Kryptonian stone in there on the shelf. But I do like this though, Josh. This is your shelving in here. So a lot of them, they'll make this is actually one piece that's all built in that gets put in there. But some of them, people build them out of wood and then they have to tile it. So this is a way you don't have to do that. But this is pretty awesome. I really like it. All right, people always ask all the time, what is a floating shelf? This is a floating shelf. Look at that, nothing underneath. This is where you shave the legs, you know what I mean? You just shave them all up nice. That's where Nick shaves his legs. And then actually this is how they're built and constructed. And this is actually a Schluter system. You can see this. Let me get my little tushy butt over here. So this is a Schluter system here, which is actually fantastic. It's impenetrable. So you'll never have mold or leak issues, because this Schluter system is absolutely impenetrable. Now you have cabinetry selection, quartz selection. I really like this countertop. This is where we meet with a lot of our clients right here. This is our little table that we meet at. But if you turn around, look around, you have different cabinet selections to choose from. And quite frankly, this isn't all of them. This is just a little bit of a piece, because we get cabinets from other manufacturers as well. But we like to give an example so people can say, okay, well, what is comparable to a diamond? What is comparable to our cabinetry, our diamonds, our Yorktown? They're missing some marketing up there. We'll talk about that. And the end's a little crooked. We're really getting critique in here today. What's happening here? Anyway, but this, you can get a different example of what cabinets could look like here. This just screams 1998 to 2003. That's a big no-no to me, but actually you'd be surprised, people like that. But right now, this is what you're seeing a lot of. The whites and the blues, and the flat panel. A lot of people like the flat panel versus your detail. But with detail, guess what happens in here? Dust, grime, all that stuff happens on the inside. So here's just some choices. This is the cream of the crop, right? This is your Nike shoe, this is your Mercedes, like this is Cambria, this is the best of the best. And when you start seeing things like, ready for this, Josh? Pay attention here. Special order, very expensive. So when you see special order, step back a little bit. Our goal is to help you and guide you. A lot of people get carried away in here, and then a lot of contractors, greedy contractors, they get carried away because they see special order and they think, dollars and cents. That's not how we are. It's our allowance. This is what we're giving you, and this is what comes with it. If you want above and beyond, we're not that scumbag contractor. Sorry, lack of a better term. We're not that scumbag contractor that's going to tack on the 15, 20, 25%. The cost is the cost. We just give it right to you. You pay Prosource directly because that's the upgrade that you want. We're not a nickel and dime contractor. We don't need to do that. But this is truly a fantastic product. This is in. It's the imperfect, perfect tile. And as you can see, it's a subway tile, subway tire pattern, but you can see the imperfections and swells in it. And actually, camera can pick that up. Yeah, good, camera picks that up. It's just, it's imperfect, but it looks really great, especially in the white. I actually put this in my own house in the white, and it looks fantastic on a bathroom. But there's so many selections here that you can go through. Shower tile, floor tile, the different looks. People really like that marble look, but then you have to be safe too, Josh, because if you pick the wrong texture for a shower floor, that's a come out and you slip, right? So you got to be very careful on the textures that you choose. So we tell people when you go through here, pick your textures and see what you want to do. This is dude, you've seen this since the 70s, these small little tiles, these little 2x2s. It's in every bathroom in the world. I tell people to stay away from it just because it's so dated and it looks like builder grade, like builder contract grade, and I just don't like that. This here, I wish, you know what, maybe technology one day we can feel textures in cameras, but if you just feel this, Josh, texture on this is absolutely insane. But if you put, a lot of people put these on the walls and it looks like a fabric, but really it's tile. It's pretty. Tile flooring. People just think, oh, you come in, you can see the numbers, Josh. They're very transparent. 586 a square foot, 619 a square foot, 602 a square foot, and so forth and so on, right? So there's tiles all over the place, but it's the labor that gets crazy. When you start getting into tiles like this over here, you have to mud set these tiles. What does that mean? That's a 2-people lift that are coming in that have, actually these things are on suctions, they come in, they move. It's a lot. Look into it, Google it, do your due diligence. Mud set tile research for installs, very, very expensive, but they're pretty. It's a really, really pretty tile and gives you that nice smooth floor look. And actually people put these on their on the walls too, which looks really, really pretty. All right. That's your tile. Now into luxury vinyl planking, mohawk, snap floors, pergo floors, your laminate flooring. There's so many choices to choose from. You can look at right here in front of me, buddy. You have your Anderson, you have your Mannington, your hardwood. Down here, Core Element, Quick Step, Nature Tech. There's so many decisions to choose from, but what we like to tell you to do is listen, luxury vinyl planking is where it's at, especially for Barndominiums. It's least expensive, it's super simple to put down. If it gets damaged, we replace it pretty quickly. That's usually the way to go. A lot of people too, they want that unfinished look, that concrete look, but we talked about that as well. We could do that, but it's labor intensive. It's a lot to work. It's a lot to work with because during construction, we have to protect the floors now. You got all these guys and gals coming in and out during the construction process, and they're damaging the floors, they're dropping their hammers, so we have to put a lot of floor protection on. So sometimes the epoxy flooring winds up being more money than your luxury vinyl planking, and it gets, costs can get out of control really quickly. So like we said, we like to steer you down the right direction to save you money. So a lot of people, this has been very popular. I would say it started early late 2000, like 2007, 2008, you would say, hey, how do I have a sink like it? Now it's like the Me Too sink. Everyone has to have it. So I love these sinks. They're the exposed sinks. We used to call barn sinks is where it all started. I like the look. I really do. I think it's a good feel. I like this the most. I like the bow out the most. People like the flat to have that farm sink, but to each his own. This is the most popular sink that everyone's asking for right now. But once again, it becomes the Me Too sink, right? Like everyone has a Mustang. Not my year, Josh. But everyone's got a Mustang. Hey, I got to drive. You drive a Mustang? Me too. Just like everyone's going to drive a Tesla soon. Me too. This becomes the Me Too sink, which is, don't you want to stand out and be a little different? There's so many different options, but this is the most popular, and that's why you see it. So we're actually in Prosource's warehouse right now. And I've been in a ton of warehouses throughout my career, and this is one of the most pristine warehouses. Lynn Skelton runs a tight ship. I will tell you that. Her and her team are phenomenal people. But if you look at the building I'm in, it's literally a barn dough. Like, there's your metal building. This is it. This is what it looks like. And then within our Barndominiums, just like Nick said, we build out, frame out, and we're actually building. I call it a clubhouse. I try to really I don't want to sound like I dumb it down, but it's kind of funny. We build a clubhouse within the existing space, and it's pretty awesome. Also here at Prosource, they put on seminars, which is really, really awesome. They bring in other companies, they bring in tile companies, they bring in like woodworkers, and they show you how to cut baseboard. I mean, look at all the baseboard you have there to your left, Josh. And then you have, different tiles. And then, like I talked about before, this is the Schluter system. And this is an option that we are able to give you, and it's literally impenetrable. You'll never have a leak ever in your bathroom. All right, so that was just another day at Prosource. Josh has to go. He's got more projects to do. I got to pick out tile. Got to make sure people are happy. We'll see you later.